Hi, I'm Kent German, Senior Managing Editor here at CNET. Today we're going to take a first look at the Huawei Verge. Yeah, this is a really basic phone. There's not a lot here, but I'll tell you a little about it anyway. Now this phone is really for making calls. That's really it. I wouldn't really give it much more than that. But even for that, I would say this is probably a phone I wouldn't buy. There's certainly a time and a place for a simple device that's easy to use, that's not expensive, that isn't complicated and doesn't just have a lot of stuff you don't need. But yeah, there's a time and a place for that, but this phone, even for $49 for Metro PCS's no contract service, I think you're much better served by spending an extra $20, so that's $69, and getting something like the Samsung Freeform 3. But let's go through the phone anyway, tell you a little more about it. Phone looks like it's about a decade old as far as the design goes. You know, it's a classic design, you could certainly say that, and it is simple. Up top is a 2.4-inch display. It has full color and it's relatively bright. You can change a few of the settings, but you know, it doesn't have a great resolution, not for graphics, not for photos, nothing like that. Menus are pretty easy to use. You have to press this soft button over here to get to the menus. I really prefer it when you have the OK button in the center to get to the menus, but what this OK button does, it does let you scroll through a kind of an app tray down below for shortcuts. Again, these aren't really fancy apps, so I think like, you know, take you to directly maybe to the browser or Metro's browser portal or something like that. So that's a nice touch though. Also, you can get a couple widgets to show up that are like your calendar and weather. So nice touches for a basic phone, certainly. Inside, the menus are pretty well designed. They're just icon-based in the front. In the sub-menus, it's all lists, so very easy to use, very familiar. If you've ever used a cell phone before, you'll know how to use this one. And that's something to be said for that. You could probably give this phone to anybody, and they would pick it up, and they know immediately how to use it. Below the display is the navigation array. It's got a square toggle in the center with that OK button that I mentioned, 2 soft keys. There's a back key, there's a dedicated speakerphone key, which is nice, and then the talk and power keys. Down below are the keypad buttons. I do like that these are actually separated from each other. It's not just sort of one big block of keys that you usually see. So there's a little bit of space. It gives you a lot of room for texting quickly. Of course, you got to use the alphanumeric texting. If you can remember how to use T9, I certainly have a hard time getting back to that after using a keyboard for a few years. And the keys are backlit. Here on the side, there's the volume rocker, and then down below is the micro USB charger port. Around back is the camera lens. It's a pretty basic camera. It doesn't have a high resolution, not a lot of features, and pictures aren't that great. And down below is a speaker, just a single speaker for the speakerphone. If you are using a speakerphone and you have the phone on a table, you might just want to rest it upside down just so the speaker's facing you. The phone is a pretty good size. It's not too small. Sometimes these basic phones get so small that you lose them in a bag. Certainly could find it easily if I had it in a bag, but I almost forgot I had it in my pocket. It is so light, and it just fits squarely in the hand. There's a plastic shell though, so it feels a little flimsy. If this is in the phone, I wouldn't want to bang around, so I want to be careful of it. Call quality was okay, not bad, not great. Speakerphone quality about the same, but like I said, if you just want a phone for making calls and maybe sending messages, you're better served by something with a full keyboard and just a few more features that just cost a little bit more. I'm Kent German from CNET, here with the Huawei Verge.